What's good, YouTube? This is AOC85 here. I want to bring you guys a video which is going to talk about the monster card choices for Heaven's Armada, which is a second take on the Agent Fairy archetype. Now, in this video, I'm going to briefly talk about my monster choices for this beatdown / control version, how they help the deck, why I chose them, and what benefits they bring to a more control / beatdown version of Agent Fairies. Now, as usual, we have Master Hyperion. He's a level 8 light fairy monster with 2700 attack, 2100 defense. Now you can remove from play one Agent Fairy monster from your hand, face up on the field, or from the graveyard to special summon this guy from your hand. Once per turn, you can remove from play one light fairy monster in your graveyard to destroy one card in the field. And if the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, you can perform this effect twice. So he's the boss monster. Two good things about him. One, if you summon warnings, unlike synchro monsters and unlike Nomi monsters, if you summon warning him, you can still use Monster Reborn to bring him back from the graveyard. Keep that in mind because it's very important. A lot of times when people are summoning big monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh!, there's either going to be like a Dark-Crown Dragon or whatever, and if they summon warning it, they kind of just like, or a Synchro monster, or a Fusion monster, and if they get summon warning, they're kind of dead in your graveyard, unless you can have a way to recycle them, so you can't Monster Reborn them. He can't be Monster Reborn. He does new cards in the field. He's not as overpowered as Dark-Crown Dragon, but he's a lot more versatile. He's one of my favorite monsters, if not my favorite monster in the game right now. Now, Zeridus, Herald of Heaven. He's a level 4, 2100 attack, light fairy beatdown monster. You discard him to add one copy of the Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck to your hand. If this card is on the field, but the Sanctuary in the Sky is not on the field, he gets destroyed, which is a bummer. However, when Sanctuary in the Sky is in the field, you can normal summon this guy for a level 4 monster that can go head toe to toe with Cyber Dragon. A level 4 monster that can basically rape a lot of stuff in the meta. Prevent those people who like to use Thunder Kings and False Dynas from destroying your special summon monsters. He puts in work, believe me, especially in this beatdown version. He's surprisingly difficult to get over unless they want to try and destroy the Sanctuary in the Sky. And if they want, they can waste an MST on it, because you'll have a lot of back rows to make up for that loss. So, the Agent of Miracles, Jupiter. Level 4, 1800 attack, 1000 defense, light fairy monster. You can remove from play one Agent Fairy monster in your graveyard to select one light fairy monster you control and increase its attack by 800. Which means that by using his first effect, you can increase his attack to 2600, meaning he gets over Stardust and Sheehan and Frozen Fitzgerald, which is starting to see a lot more play, at least in my locals. If you use his effect to boost Zeridus, Herald of Heaven, you boost his attack to 2900, which means he gets over Thought Ruler and Scrap Dragon. Nothing small to look at. Or even with Mirror Match, he gets over Master Hyperion himself. But now if you boost Master Hyperion with his effect, Master Hyperion gets to 2500. As you can see, his attack is 2700. He gets to 3500, sorry. 3500 attack, which means he gets over Shooting Star Dragon. Of course, he doesn't get over the Nordic monsters, the synchro monsters, besides Loki. However, his destruction effect is more than capable of getting them out the way and piercing for game. Or attacking for game, sorry. So now you have 3 copies of my little girl. Oh, sorry, this is... I mean, this card go way back, even though it just came out. Sorry. The Agents of Wonder, Earth. Earth is your Stratos for the deck. You normal summon her, you can add one Agent Fairy monster from your deck to your hand. Obviously, she gets messed up badly by Thunder King Ryo, unless you have Honest or Deep Prison, Book of Moon, or Compulsory. Wait a minute, we have a lot of ways to get over Thunder King Ryo. Never mind. Anyway, when the Sanctuary in the Sky is out on the field, you can use her effect to search out one copy of Master Hyperion instead, which is one of the primary reasons why I use the Sanctuary in the Sky. it turns that card into an increased search engine, and it turns this card into an increased search engine, searching out these bad boys or this dude. And it's a tuner, which means you can still go into your synchro place. Keep that in mind. Now, difference, very special cards. 2 copies each of the Herald of Orange Light, Herald of Green Light. Herald of Orange Light is a tuner, so that's always good. You can send this card, one of the fairy type monster, from your hand to the graveyard to negate the activation of the effect monster's effect your opponent controls and destroy it. And this effect can be used during either player's turn. So why not Effect Veiler over him? You could use Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is a spellcaster. This is a fairy, which means it can be used with Master Hyperion. Effect Veiler uses 1 card to negate the effect until the end phase of that turn. This card uses 2 cards to negate and destroy. So in a sense, it's a bit more balanced because you're using 2 cards to negate and destroy an effect monster's effects. The good thing about it is that normally in Yu-Gi-Oh, card economy is key. You don't want to kill your hand just to go use 2 fairy monsters to negate 1 card's effects. That's what we call minusing yourself in Yu-Gi-Oh. And we'll talk about minusing later. But the thing about this deck is that, let's say I have these 2 cards in hand, or I have these 2 cards in hand. I discard 1 to activate one of the other's effects, negating a monster's effect and destroying it. Master Hyperion's on the field, and the Sanctuary and the Sky is in the field. I just sent 2 light fairy monsters from my hand to the graveyard, which means Master Hyperion can destroy 2 cards on the field before I even summon that turn. Or during my opponent's turn, so I can go off my turn. So these heralds allow you to discard light fairy monsters to fuel Hyperion's effect, and that's the main reason I run them, outside of the fact that they negate shit. And green light is the same thing. It's a non-tuner, which is pretty good. It allows you to go into Armory Arm with these 2 or with these 2. It adds additional synchro levels. And of course you can pitch it to negate a spell and destroy it. Monster Reborn, Giant Trunade. What else could we use? Dark Hole, Pot of the Wild if you want to be an asshole. Allure, anything that the opponent is banking on to give them advantage somehow. You negate and say, no, no, stop it. Anyway, and now finally to round up the monster lineup, Honest. Honest is honest. I really wish that Honest was back to 2. They would make this deck so much more deadlier. But at 1, it's still pretty ridiculous. Because you can always send it to the graveyard, remove it from play with Hyperion, recycle it with Agent of Miracles Jupiter, bounce it back to your hands with its own effect, and keep on looping it. You discard to destroy for attack power, remove from play with Hyperion to destroy a card, special summon it back to your hand, to your field with Jupiter, and then use its effect to bounce it back from the field to your hands. And just keep on going and going. We get the deal. I don't want to make you guys dizzy. And finally, Marshmelon. He is not Spirit Reaper. He will not remove cards from your opponent's hands. He will not be destroyed if he's targeted by effects. He will sit down like a little bubble, soaking up attacks like there's no tomorrow. He will burn your opponent for 1,000 damage, which sometimes can be the difference between 7 tools, Solemn Warning, or a game. And he allows you to be able to sit down on the monster and camp out in the likely events, which is likely for any deck that you're on the receiving end of card damage. So he allows you to get 1 to 2 turns, maybe more depending if your opponent doesn't run card destruction, to allow you to draw cards that will hopefully help you turn the tide of the duel. But yeah, this is the monster lineup for Heaven's Armada, for a different take on Agent Fairies. Thank you guys for watching. As usual, comments down there, rate, comment, subscribe, and peace out YouTube.